This is the Classic Guitar Rock Daily Update.
We'd like to say that, in our opinion, it is not suitable for children or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Exclusively on ESPN Plus, UFC 313, Saturday. Reigning light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira defends his title against #1 contender Magomed Ankalaev, and an explosive lightweight bout between Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. UFC 313, Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
Spanning the globe to bring you the latest in classic rock news and comment. It's the Classic Guitar Rock Daily Update with your host, Jeremy Lunnan.
Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of the Classic Guitar Rock Daily Update. And for your safety and mine, just a reminder, please do not storm the court when this update is over. Willie Nelson has announced the lineup and dates for his 2024 Outlaw Music Festival tour. Now, this started like in, I think 2016, and the first year they did it, it was, who was in it? Neil Young, Sheryl Crow, ZZ Top, Chris Stapleton. So it's a mixture of country roots, rock artists. So this year, it looks like Bob Dylan is in tow, Robert Plant, Alison Krauss, John Mellencamp, the artist formerly known as John Cougar. Then it became John Cougar Mellencamp, and then it became John Mellencamp. Well, he's going to be there, all three of them, okay? Cougar and Mellencamp. They're all going to be. So this sounds good. Quote, this year's Outlaw Music Festival tour promises to be the biggest and best yet with this lineup of legendary artists, Nelson said in a press statement announcing this shows. Do you think Willie actually wrote that press statement? Do you think so? I don't. No. He had some person in a suit do it. I'm thrilled to get back on the road again with my family and friends playing the music we love for the fans we love. So that would probably be a fun show. Don Henley, the sometimes sanctimonious, self-righteous, extremely talented. I love Don Henley. I love the Eagles, but he is annoying. Can we all agree, or am I out of line when I say that? He's kind of sanctimonious and annoying, which makes it ironic because in this trial that's currently going on, remember that this is all about some collectors that stole lyrics from Henley. Well, I don't know how this became part of the trial, but it is. They're asking him about a teenage, I'll use the word that's in here, a teenage sex worker that did she die? No, she didn't die, but she almost died at his house. She was like 16 years old. Like in 1980. And this came into the conversation. And he says, quote, I wanted to escape the depression I was in, so I made a mistake. And so he went on how he called this escort, thought she was of legal age. They wound up doing cocaine. She passed out. Not a good choice, Mr. Henley. Quote, I made a poor decision that I regret to this day. So, and I'm all about redemption, right? People make mistakes. I get that. But he's a sanctimonious, annoying dude a lot of the time. It's just ironic and sad all at the same time, but tremendously talented guy. I love the Eagles, big fan of the Eagles. I dig it, right? On October 9th, you might remember this, Ozzy took to his social media to write in all caps. Remember, what does it mean when you're typing in all caps, class? It means you're yelling. So here's what he said in all caps. Kanye West asked permission to sample a section of a 1983 live performance of Iron Man from the US Festival without vocals and was refused permission because he is an anti-Semite and has caused untold heartache to many. He went ahead and used the sample anyway at his album listening party last night. I want no association with this man, end quote. And then Ozzy yesterday further clarified, he added to it, he said, with the current state of affairs, you don't need anybody starting people on discrimination of any kind. Ozzy said, it's wrong. It's just wrong. There's enough effing aggravation and he shouldn't say anything like what he has. It's wrong if you don't say anything about him. I don't want any of my work in any shape or form to be associated with anything like that. And then Sharon chimed in and said, the simple thing is, we don't want to be associated with a hater. To spread hate the way he does, it shouldn't be allowed. All the excuses, he's bipolar or whatever, doesn't change that. It's like F you, basically. So I don't think we'll be seeing Kanye sampling any of Ozzy's work. Let me throw this out. Oh, by the way, again, a reminder, please don't storm the court at the end of this update. Legendary rockers Journey have announced a 50th anniversary tour of the United Kingdom and Ireland. It's set to take place this fall. It's the Freedom Tour. It will kick off at Cardiff's Utilita, whatever, this big arena in Cardiff on October 30th, and will include stops in Glasgow, Dublin, Liverpool, and Birmingham before wrapping up at the O2 in London on November 17th. And here's what's great. Supporting Journey on this leg is the one and only Cheap Trick, one of the great rock and roll bands ever, really. And they still put on a great show. So what a great ticket that would be, Cheap Trick and Journey. So if you find yourself in the UK, or if you're in the UK this fall, check it out. I think it will be fun. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. I just want to throw this out. We mentioned Mick Mars debuting at number 1 ahead of Kanye West on the iTunes chart yesterday, and ahead, just right ahead of Ace Frehley. So Ace and Mick both beat out Kanye. I gave the Mick Mars album a listen today, and how can I say this? Few things I want to say about the Mick Mars album. It's better than anything Motley Crue has done since Dr. Feelgood, for sure. I mean, and it might even be as good as that. It's very good. It sounds nothing like Motley Crue, and it's none of the nostalgia kitsch factor that we enjoy about Ace Frehley, for instance. This album by Mick Mars sounds like a modern album. Okay. It's relevant. It blows away Motley Crue. I just got to throw it out there. It is a really good album. And to be honest, it's heavy. It's heavy. Like I said, it's a modern sounding out. This is not a nostalgia album. This is a relevant, modern sounding album. I was impressed. And obviously Mick brought on a cast of characters to help him, vocalists and everything. But it's a real big boy album. Okay. It's not one that we go back and listen to. Like, I love the Ace album's fun. That's the words I use for the Ace album. It's fun. But it's kind of, let's be honest, we listen to it for the kind of the nostalgia factor. It's Ace, you know. This Mick Mars album, it's a real big boy album. I mean, it's a legit modern sounding album. Kicks the crap out of anything Motley Crue has done in 40 years. That's just the truth. Okay. It is what it is. Okay. Here's an email. You can email me, classicguitarrock@mail.com. I'd love to hear from you. This is from Spencer Maines. He says, Dear CGR, I've recently become aware of an album by Emerson, Lake, and Powell. Not Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, Emerson, Lake, and Powell. I never knew that Cozy had recorded an album with these guys. Are you aware of it? And if so, what are your thoughts? Love the new daily updates, Spencer Main. Spencer, thank you so much for your email. Yes, I am aware of this, and it's an interesting album. Cozy Powell and Carl Palmer, completely different styles. Okay, they're both great, but they're completely different. Cozy Powell, one of the consummate hard rock drummers, right? He's played with Michael Schenker Group, with Rainbow. He was in Black Sabbath for a while. He is a consummate hard rock drummer. Awesome. Carl Palmer, more a jazz drummer, more of a, fancy drummer. Cozy Powell is a power drummer. This album, I think it came out in 86, Emerson, Lake, and Powell. The single was a tune called Touch and Go. Now you'll all want to go listen to it. It's heavy. It's great. It's got the cool keyboard stuff that we love about ELP with Cozy's powerful drumming. That's a catchy tune. However, I have to say this. That's definitely the best song on the album. The rest of it, there are some albums that they, it's like they had one or two good songs and then they just got to fill the other stuff in. And then you kind of get the impression there's some filler on here, but it is interesting to hear Cozy playing with Emerson and Lake. What's not to like? But I can't say that the whole album stands up to the level of Touch and Go, which I thought was awesome. That was an awesome song. So there you have it. But yeah, absolutely. Check if you aren't aware of that. I think isn't the album called Touch and Go? I can't remember, but it's Emerson, Lake, and Powell. Tucker chimes in here with Bob Rock producing Motley Crue next album could be as good as Mick with John 5. And that's possible. There's the talents there with John 5. But Tucker, here's the problem. You still got Vince Neil. I don't know. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but he can't. He was never like a great vocalist, but his sound fit, right? What they did. But now he can't even sound like Vince Neil. So I've got some concerns about that, but we'll see what happens. But you definitely want to check out the Mick Mars album. It's a pretty good album. Guys, thank you so much. Let me close on one thing. Okay, this is a request. I'm going to ask you for this. If you enjoy the Classic Guitar Rock podcast, the daily updates, please consider being a subscriber on X. It costs $1 a month. $1 a month. And for most folks, you won't even notice that. Literally, you would not notice $1 a month. But it means so much in terms of us able to upgrade equipment and do more on the podcast. Any of you that are podcasters realize this. You don't make money, right? So you're not really in it for the money. You usually spend money. So when you have supporters, people that subscribe, it helps defray the money that you're spending, basically. And so if you are able to be a subscriber for $1 a month on X, please do it. And also, if you aren't on X, if you listen on Spotify, you can on Spotify be a subscriber or just make a one-time donation if you're able to do that, if that works for you. It means a lot and it helps us out a bunch. So if that's something you can do, please consider it. Thank you so much. We do it all again tomorrow. Have a great Taco Tuesday. And please don't storm the court when we finish today. Live long and prosper. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Thanks for listening. You can email Jeremy at classicguitarrock@mail.com.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Tune in each weekday for the Classic Guitar Rock Daily Update.